Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you, but I will say this. Try to only buy on those red candles, and it's happening. The Saitama V2 supposedly is going to happen. I mean, we don't really know that it's going to happen. Okay, so let me just cut to the chase. I'm going to get to the main points of the AMA that Russ did this week about the migration of Saitama to the new smart contract. Okay. They rebranded. They went through all the trouble of rebranding their logo and their name because they legit don't want to be known as a meme token. They want to be taken very seriously now. This is a real utility token. Never refer to it as a meme token. Even though the name Saitama is a fictionalized character from an anime show about a boy dressed up as a wolf, but still, you need to take it very, very seriously and completely disregard anything that Russ said about Saitama in the first place, because all of that is out the window. Remember how great everything was with Saitama? He didn't need a marketing wallet because he's a businessman and he was going to be able to make money with this token. He didn't need a marketing wallet. He's got it. Don't worry about it. Well, now the tokenomics have completely changed. So before, the original smart contract was 2% burn, 2% reflections. The new tokenomics, it's still going to be 4%. They were thinking, dabbling with 5%, but now they moved it back to 4%, and it's going to be 1% reflections, 1% burn, and 2% basically for the marketing and dev wallet. Now, they renamed it, something else that it looks good. They're not calling it the dev wallet. I think it's called sustainability, 2% to sustainability. That's what it is. So they totally screwed everybody, and they're taking the biggest slice of the pie for themselves. What happened to Russ is such a businessman that he can make money where he doesn't need to take money from the holders. So that was all a lie. Okay, right? The other lie was, their smart contract was really great. They didn't want to put it out there. We've never seen the original Saitama smart contract because, it was, confidential. They didn't want anybody stealing it. It was so great. But now the reason that they're migrating over to a version 2 was because the other smart contract, if he had to work within the confines of that smart contract, they would never be able to get onto the bigger exchanges. That's what they're saying. Well, he's actually saying we could do it, but it would just be a lot of work for us. And, I'm not interested in a lot of work. I'd rather take a shortcut. We're going to do a migration, and there you go. That's the reason that they're migrating. Now, the smart contract, we're never going to see that. Come on, let's be real. If we didn't see the old smart contract, we are definitely for sure not going to see this new smart contract. And why isn't the new smart contract being audited by Certic? Why is it being audited by TechRate? Are you meaning to tell me that one of the top 10 tokens, as Russ calls it, can't afford a Certic audit? Why is it only being audited by TechRate? Just something to question. He says that the migration is going to happen within the next week, right? How does he know? How does he know that the smart contract audit is going to come back clean enough for them to say, okay, you're good, go ahead and launch? Because that may not be the case. They might get their audit back, and there might be all kinds of problems with the smart contract where they have to go in and fix it and then send it in again for another audit just so that it passes. How is he so confident that indeed this is going to happen within a week's time frame? So I think, just because he says it's going to be a week, don't fall for it. When the migration, if the migration indeed does happen, they have to airdrop to over 300,000 holders, so they say. And that is going to take anywhere, because it is a huge number, it is going to take anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. They're automatically going to airdrop you. If you remember when Vault did their migration, you had to migrate your tokens yourself. You would go over to their website and migrate their tokens. Saitama's not doing this. And I was talking to Sandstorm, like, I wonder why they're not going to have people do what Volt did, where you have to go to their dashboard and migrate on over to the new contract. I wonder why. And Sandstorm was like, well, Tammy, they really don't want anyone to know what their actual holder count is. Because if somebody has to take their tokens, now maybe people only have a couple million of Saitama, is it really worth bringing those dust wallet tokens over and migrating to a brandy new smart contract? And the answer is no. So if they had people do that instead of just airdropping the tokens, I think their holder count would be a lot smaller than what they've always claimed to be, over 300,000 holders, right? Another thing that we learned during the AMA, originally when they were marketing the token, they were just airdropping people tokens. They needed to get a certain amount of holders in order for their logo to show up on Trust Wallet. You know, when you have MetaMask or Trust Wallet and you import a token into your wallet, it's not always, what their logo looks like. It's like a ranky looking icon. In order for them to get the Saitama logo, they had to have a minimum of 2,500 holders. And, Russ said that they sat at 2,000 holders for a very long time and they couldn't get up to 2,500 holders. So what he did was he started sending tokens to all of the big holders within like Shiba Inu and Luffy, any of these bigger meme tokens at the time. He would just, go to Etherscan, look at the wallet address that was the big holders, and he was just sending out Saitama to these people. And he said, well, at the time it was, just a couple bucks worth of Saitama. And at Saitama's highest, who knows how much that was worth. But he said he did it, as a marketing tool. This would be a great way for people to be introduced to Saitama once the price started going up, that maybe that huge token holder was going to notice this little dusty wallet here. Good evening, everybody. I'm just trying to bang through the AMA, but hey, what is up, Arturo? Welcome. So, Tammy, that's normal to send crypto to random big wallets. I get it, right? But that's the first time they've ever admitted to doing that. Okay, so let's get back to the main point. So we already went over the tokenomics. Now, they went through all of this trouble to rebrand Saitama. Okay, forget about Inu Saitama. Saitama Inu, it's not anymore. That's all gone because that's too memey. These are a really serious, legit team, right? Like I picture Russ singing too legit. Okay, look at this. That's the rebranding. And you see the color? They want this to be known as Saitama Blue. Okay, well, Saitama Blue, whatever. I just don't think I'm impressed with the logo. To me, it doesn't really make sense. Do you think that this makes sense? Do you really think that that makes sense? Because to me, it doesn't. I don't see what all the fuss is about. I really don't. I just don't see what all the fuss is about. Of course, this could just be a huge cash grab. Think about it. If you in the past have bought like your little Saitama mug or your little Saitama t-shirt, now you have to go and buy a new Saitama t-shirt with this new logo or this new, with this color and everything. I don't like it. I like the other one better, to be honest with you. But they want to be taken seriously. Does this even look like a serious logo? Because I don't think it is. Now, in the AMA, obviously, Max was not there because Max Hernandez is no longer part of the dev team in Saitama. He left. He said he's always going to be Wolfpack strong, part of the Wolfpack, but he's not going to be a part of the development team anymore. Why do you think this is? Because he couldn't pull through Saitamask. Everything that happened there, that was on Max. He was the coder for that. So he had to take the bullet for that, right? He had to fall on the sword. Now they had to come up with a whole brandy new one. That's just not salvageable anymore. They had to completely start a new thing, and he's cut out of the picture. Probably because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, right? I don't know him. Is he a good guy? I'm sure he is. Is he a good coder? I don't know, right? There's a lot of problems there with Saitamask. So judging from that and every other thing that has happened with Saitama, I would say no. Every time they launched a token, nightmare. Anything that happened, it was a nightmare. So now that Saitama is going to a V2, a brandy new smart contract that we're not going to see, brandy new audit that we're probably not going to get the information on, the token really pumped today. It pumped hard. And one of the reasons I think it pumped hard was because Russ did that AMA. He gave everybody a pep talk. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be massive. It's going to be great. We don't even really know that V2 is going to definitely happen. We don't know that, right? The liquidity is going to be unlocked. And the original deployer that's in charge of that wallet is a guy named Rob. So we met Rob on the AMA. Didn't show his face, of course. He just had the old Saitama logo as his little avatar there. And he was talking about, he was the original one, or a group of the people that funded the origins of Saitama. It was an origin story, basically, what happened with Saitama. Took about $20,000 of his own money, or the group's money, to start Saitama. And he took tokens. He said at the time he took about $2,000 worth of tokens. Do you know what that $2,000 worth of tokens at the all-time high would have been? Millions, right? Millions and millions. So what they're going to do, what they're saying they're going to do is that, and please tell me if you think that this is not going to be a complete ripoff from Terrarium, because I feel that it is. They are going to have a true utility token. They are going to have a centralized exchange in India. Now, do you remember when Terrarium launched and they were talking about their centralized exchange and how it's going to be headquartered in India, and everybody in Saitama and the Wolf Pack, they went nuts. They went nuts. They were making fun of the fact that it was going to be headquartered in India. Everything was going through India. They lost their minds. They were like, well, this is not legitimate because it's happening in India. How can we take this seriously? But now that Saitama people are doing it, oh, it's great. It's going to be awesome. This is all going to work out so very well. I just want you to sit back and think of this, okay? What happened every time the Saitama devs tried to do anything? They always messed everything up. Look at the Saitama debacle. Look at the launch of Saita Realty. Everything they do is a sheer and utter debacle. They're saying that Saitama V2, this is going to be a true utility token. There's going to be so much utility there. Oh, it's just utility chock full rich. But that's what they said about the other Saitama. How do you know what lies to keep up with? What's the truth then? What's going on? And I've always said this, Russ is a good bullshit artist. He really is. The guy is a great bullshit artist. He can sit there, someone can ask him a question, he can prattle on for about 2 minutes, and it sounds really good. He uses long words, sounds great, sounds really good, but he doesn't really answer the question. Not in a substantive manner. Not at all. Like nothing. You get really no information from him at all. Nothing. So after I sat through the AMA for about an hour, I realized that I didn't really take too much away from it. I didn't really learn anything. I learned the new tokenomics, which I told you, and for anybody that's just joining now, the tokenomics is going to be 4%. Now, you remember in the original Saitama, it was 2% burn, 2% to liquidity. No marketing wallet, no dev wallet, because Russ said he's a good businessman. He doesn't need to tax the holders. He is going to make money with this project because he's a smart businessman. He doesn't need your money. The new tokenomics, they were thinking, they were dabbling around with 5%, but they landed on 4%. So 1% is going to go to burn, 1% to reflections, and 2% is going to what they're calling sustainability. To sustain the token, to be able to market the token. That's the dev wallet. The sustainability wallet is the dev wallet. So they're getting more money than you. 1% to burn and 1% to reflections. They're getting 2%. What the heck? Is that fair? I don't think it is. So anyway, like I said, Rob is let's see what this 212 crypto is saying. Much dev first needs to happen. Much dev for, I don't know what that means. We are early, make videos that support the tech queen, not knocking it down. Support the tech? What tech are you talking about? Support the tech? Other Saitama? And he's laughing, you know. How do you want me to call it when I'm referring to the smart contract? The original Saitama? I'm talking about the V2. How do you want me to refer to the old one? The old Saitama? Oh my goodness gracious. Bobby Major. Is this my friend Bobby Joe? Eddie Underhill, bro. It sounds like your last bad on investment. I felt the same about Mononoke. I don't know. Yeah, so after listening to Russ prattle on for about an hour, that was the main information that I got from the AMA. That was it. They rebranded the token so that it wouldn't look like a meme token, although I think it still totally looks like a meme token. Does this not look like a meme token logo? There's nothing serious about this logo. I think if they were going for rebranding, they should have 100% went to rebranding. They should have thrown everything out the window, get rid of the wolf thing. Look at Terrarium. They're trying to model themselves after Terrarium. Terrarium has a legitimate name. It has a legitimate logo. Its website is, clean and nice. Their interface looks clean and nice. They haven't. How are we supposed to take Saitama seriously when they're launching a V2 contract that they're saying, hey, with our branding, we want it to inspire confidence and boldness. That's what we're going for. And then you go over to their website and it's still the same old website. Why haven't they updated anything when it comes to their website? They can at least put the new logo up there. Where is the new white papers? What's going on? Why don't they have anything posted yet? What else are they doing? If this is what they're doing, why isn't it done? Why don't they have the website done first? This way, if you're an interested investor, if you're looking to get into Saitama, you can go to their website and see if you're impressed with it. But this is just the same old stuff that's just been sitting there year after year. And I don't think they've ever even updated this website, to be honest with you. Saitamask is here. Did Saitamask ever even look like this? It didn't, right? No. I don't know. I personally think that the new rebranding of the logo and the colors and everything, I think it's a money grab. I think it's a total cash grab. They want you to go out and buy new coffee mugs, new t-shirts, new hats, new lanyards, whatever it is that you've, bought from their little site. They want you to rebuy it. They're looking to make money off of that. And I don't think that there's anything professional about that logo. I'll say it again. There's nothing professional about it. I'm covering this token, Dre, because there might be people that are interested in purchasing this token. Maybe they don't know the history of the token, I'll say the troublesome history of the token. And if I could help people understand what's going on, because people might, if someone's brand new to cryptocurrency, they're not going to understand the history of this token. What if they just go onto YouTube and they type in Saitama and they just run into somebody like Classy Crypto who is all gung-ho, praising Saitama? I don't want that. I want people to have all of the facts available to them. Why did Russ say that we're migrating to a V2 because this is the only way for us to get on to the bigger exchanges? When this whole time he's like, hey, guess what? I'm bigger exchange shopping. It's right around the corner. This is happening. I'm in negotiations right now with some of the top tier exchanges, and we're going to be on them. So much is going on. Wait till I throw all of this on your plate, Wolfpack. Remember that? When he said he had a lot of meat to throw on your plate and you were going to eat it up and it was going to be awesome. All of that was bullshit. You understand that, right? Everything that he said in the past was BS. There's no bigger exchanges coming. He maxed out there. A bit more. So anyway, I just want people to be able to understand that just be careful. I would like to see the smart contract. Do you think they're going to show it to you? No. Any token that is going to launch, especially a V2, they really should make that smart contract available for people to look at. This way, people who are, very good in reading smart contracts can do the deep dive into it, to check it out, to make sure that the functionality is going to be there and everything's going to go smoothly. Another thing is, who's doing the V2? Who's going to handle it for them? They should really take just a page out of the blueprint from Volt eNews migration, because that went flawlessly. They did a great job, Everrise. So maybe they should hire Everrise. I don't know who they have. They didn't mention it in the AMA. But, getting audited by TechRate, I think they can do better. I believe they should have done a CertiK audit. If indeed they do claim that they're one of the top 10 tokens, they should have done a CertiK audit. Am I right? I'm totally right. So anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is, does this scream to you that it's a completely serious token now? Does that inspire confidence and boldness? That's legitimately what he says. We want this to inspire confidence and boldness. We want it to be understood that we're not a meme token anymore. We are a utility token, which is what they've said all along anyway. But now they're listen, because they changed that logo, now they really mean it. Now they're really a utility token because they totally changed the name and they totally changed the logo and the colors of everything. So now you should take them seriously. They mean business now. They're so legit now. Check out Saitama. It's funny to me that we heard this little story about what he did to get to 2,500 holders just so that he could have his logo on Trust Wallet. Notice how he sprinkled that in. Now, one of the reasons I believe that he said that was because there's a lot of people that are doing postmortems into a lot of the bigger wallets that were holding Saitama. This is why a lot of the bigger people who, were huge marketers for Saitama, like Faltron, like a couple of other people, they're jumping ship. They want to distance themselves from Saitama. They want no part of the migration. They want no part of the V2. They're looking at things and they're like, something's not right here. Something doesn't smell right. Whenever there's a big pump, there's always an inevitable dump. Like, how can that be happening? How is this happening? Who are these people that are dumping the tokens? They were airdrop tokens originally, and what's going on? So when they did the postmortem on it, they dug into it, and they're like, damn, these are the dev wallets. Oh my gosh, they're telling you to buy the dip while they're dumping on you. It's inevitable that they're just going to keep dumping and drain everything out of their wallets until it's, completely worthless. Why did they wait so long to do a migration, I wonder? What's up, Maddie? Maddie says, Russ thanks you for his new house, but V2 will buy him a water slide for the pool. Yeah, so what I think is going to happen, I do think that there is going to be a pump with the V2. Everybody likes a V2. Everybody loves a migration. They like to get in there early, and then the price is inevitably going to pump, but it's going to hit a certain mark, and then it's going to dump. People are just going to start dumping out their tokens because we've heard the same story over and over again, right? It's played out. Russ gave us the same story with Saitama, with Inu Saitama, if that makes you happy, 212 crypto. This was going to happen. This is what they're going to do and achieve with Saitama. They were going to have all this stuff. He's going to be able to generate money. It was going to be great. But nothing ever happened. That never happened, right? And now it's like, the finish line is there. Are you going to bring us past it? Or are you just going to keep, you see this finish line? It's there. You could see it. Now you stop running the race and now you're tiptoeing backwards. You're like, okay, well, wait, we're going to V2 now. So he can now start spinning this narrative once again. All of the things that he already said he should have accomplished by now he gets to spin a new web of lies. Now it's basically going to reboot. His narrative gets to reboot. That's all this V2 is. It's a reboot of the narrative of where he's taking the project and the token. Hey guys, not only are we going to be a utility token, but we're going to be a centralized exchange. We're not just going to be Saitama. We're going to be a centralized exchange. What it is, we can't tell you because we've not trademarked the name yet, but it's going to be amazing. Come on, how many times is this guy going to tell you that big things are happening? It's right around 2 weeks. It's going to happen in 2 weeks. How many more times is he going to tell you this before you get to be like Faltron, where you're like, wait a minute. He's told the same story for months and months and months. Nothing's happening. Maybe I need to rethink this. Like, is it true? Maybe I am in a cult. Maybe I'm in this groupthink situation and I don't even realize it. So wait a second. Let me think. Let me just, let me look at some of the things that people have sent me. Because over this whole period of time, people were sending him evidence from Etherscan, directly from Etherscan, saying, hey, the devs are dumping their tokens while they're telling the holders to buy the dip and have diamond hands and hodl because this is going to get back to all-time highs. How many times have we heard that? That we are going to bring this token back to all-time highs. It's right around the corner. Believe in us. Hey, once Saitama is launched, that's going to be amazing. We're going to get back to all-time highs. And then each time Saitama didn't work, and then update. Oh, wait till this next update. We are really going to pump. People are going to take us seriously because, we have an app. How could you not take us seriously? We have an app. That doesn't work. That we may or may not have taken from somebody else and are not telling you the truth about it. Right? What happened to that silly side-scrolling game? Oh, yeah. What was the name of their game? The play-to-earn game? Saitama? Was that what it was? So just be mindful. If you, and like I said, I'm not buying any more Saitama. Like I have 3 different wallets. Well, not wallets. I have 2 wallets. One is not even a wallet because it's Saitama. Then I have MetaMask, and then I hold Saitama on Bitmart. So I have 3 different things that have Saitama in it. If I had to manually migrate, would I do it? Hell no. Hell to the no. This guy is saying, is Saitama a scam? If you listen to people that have been in this token for a prolonged amount of time, that have done a lot of research on it, like Faltron is saying that Saitama is a scam. Everything that they said they were going to achieve has never been achieved. Nothing has ever worked. Their price continues. So let me just put it this way. Why is their price continuing to fall? Why is everything faltering for them? if they're a legitimate project and they reach the goals that they said they were going to reach. So I'm not saying one way or the other. I just want you, and this is what anybody should do. You should use your own critical thinking skills and think it through. Don't be swayed one way or another by what anybody tells you. I don't even want you to believe me. Don't believe me. Don't believe anything that anybody says on YouTube or Twitter. I want you to do your own research and investigate what it is you think about Saitama. What was it they said when they first launched? What was the price? What was the price at the all-time high? And what happened at the point of the all-time high until now? It's done nothing but dump, dump, dump. Those bigger wallets all started to take their profits at the all-time high, and they've never looked back. They haven't reinvested into the token. They've only continued to drain their holdings. What does that tell you? Nothing was ever achieved. All of these things that they said they were going to do, nothing happened. What do you make of that? And now the new tokenomics, they're taking if this even happens, like I said, it's Saitama, right? Like there's a deadline that these guys have never missed, right? Like if they set a deadline, for sure they're going to miss it because they've never met one. They've never met a deadline, ever, ever. As a matter of fact, they're months and months off. So when Russ in the AMA said, oh, by the way, the migration is going to happen within the next week. That's what he said. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, well, how does he know? How does he know that he's going to get the contract audit back and that it's going to be clean enough to say, okay, go ahead and do your migration? They might get the audit back and it might be no good. There might be problems with the smart contract. They might have to go in and tweak it and submit it again for another audit. But this is why I'm thinking that they didn't run it through Certic. They ran it through TechRate because number one, they don't want to pay for Certic. To be audited by Certic is $30,000, but they have the money, right? Aren't they always saying they have the money? They're one of the top 10 tokens. They have the money. Why didn't they do it? And personally, like I said, I don't think it's even going to happen. I just don't. I don't think it's going to happen. But that's just too much. Oh, DJ Legend is in the house. What's up, DJ Legend? See, Tammy, a lot of projects think now just because it's doxed, it's... Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me catch up to this. Hold on. See, Tammy, a lot of projects think now just because it's doxed, it's safe and it's going to be the best project. They use the strategy to convince the investors and then the slow rug. DJ Legend is so right. He is so right. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew it was... Thank you. Always crypto. Good. Good. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I haven't really, been here. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. My dad has cancer and he lives in Florida and I live in New Jersey. So I've been trying to fly down there like every other week. I have to take him for his chemotherapy and just check up on him. So it's been very draining and very expensive. But it's mostly just, oh God, I can't even tell you how just physically draining emotions are. Like just being upset is just draining. It's just stress is draining. And I'm constantly worried that he's not going to make it. It's very draining. So that's why I've not really been on YouTube or on Twitter, just because, I'm busy. I'm flying places, then I have to work and I have to do stuff. And oh my gosh, you guys, I hope nobody ever has to go through this. I know the chances of that are very slim. Everyone's going to have to go through it, but I just hope you guys, don't have to go through it because it's not fun watching your parents be sick. It's not fun. Thanks, Maddie. Oh, look, we got Elizabeth is in the house. She pulled those out quick. Thank you to everyone. Yeah, I Don't feel sorry for me. Just pray for my dad. His name is Ted. Just pray that he is going to be okay. You know. DJ Legend with the $50 bomb. Volt Army supports you. Thank you very much, DJ. I really appreciate that very much. And yeah, I have to make a video on Volt because they've, so much has gone on. I know Sandstorm has made a couple videos about Volt. And like I said, when it comes to the migration, Saitama really should take a page out of the Volt playbook because theirs went flawlessly. I don't think there was ever a more flawless migration than there was with Volt, right? Everrise did a great job. They should legit, if Saitama hires anybody, who knows? They might be like they always do, thinking they could do it on their own. And hey, we got this. We got this. We don't need any help. It always ends so badly for them. I don't know why they freaking do it. Yep, Libby's a good girl. Libby's a good girl. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, Judo Joe Black says, hi, Lib. Libby's a good girl. Libby's a good girl. So yeah, that's the thank you always crypto. I appreciate it. Eddie says he's been I really appreciate that, Eddie. Thank you. Because all the prayers, there's the cat, yeah. TM Positives is sending prayers and good vibes. Thank you very much. Listen, I really appreciate you guys, and I definitely appreciate the prayers because that means the most to me because I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and I just pray to him that he helps my dad make it through this because my mom's already passed away. She'll be gone in 2 years in July, and that sucked. Because, I'm not even 50 yet. And my mom's gone already. Some people I know, my grandma was 98 when she died. So my mom got to have her until she was in her 60s. So I feel robbed. So if my dad passes away, I'm going to be an orphan. Look, I'm robbed, right? I feel like I got robbed. But you know what? I guess if you believe in God, you have to believe in the plan. So got to believe in the plan. But speaking of plan, Saitama doesn't have one, right? Where's 212 Crypto? He's so angry with me. Listen, 212 Crypto. Now, I was a big Saitama holder and I made videos in favor of Saitama, but it came a time where I was like, you know what? Something's just not right, and I had to look into it a little more deeper. But do this, 212 Crypto, please. And don't be angry with me, but just please think of it like this. Look at the first, watch their progress, okay? Listen to what Russ says about what he wants to accomplish it in the particular timeline that he wants to accomplish it, and hold him accountable to those timelines. If they say the centralized exchange is going to be up in 6 months, after that 6 months time period passes and the centralized exchange is not up because there's no way it can be, hold him accountable. Don't allow him to continue to kick the can down the road, right? In the AMA, he said the migration was going to happen in less than a week. And in a week's time, if the migration is not done, you should hold him accountable. Now, what is the benefit of him saying that this is going to happen within a week? Why wouldn't he just be honest and say, listen, we sent it in, but we didn't get the contract audit back yet. So really we don't know when exactly that's going to happen, but when it happens, we'll give you a long enough time period to know because we're going to have to cease trading for about 12 to 24 hours. Why would you do it? To get the price to pump. Because people watch the AMA, they hear this good news that Russ says, and then they go to buy it because they know the price is probably going to pump a little bit when it migrates on over to the new smart contract. That's what's probably going to happen. And then it's going to dump because the people, the big holders have no reason to hold it. Do you really think that all of this stuff is going? Maybe you do. Maybe you believe all this stuff is going to happen, but I just don't think that it is. So it's just, Oh, no. Miriam says, I lost my dad when I was 12. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's that's so hard. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Oh, Frozen. Oh my gosh, look at this face. Oh man, the one time I got frozen, remember that time? My mouth was open in like a perfect circle and I looked like a blow up doll. Oh, it was hilarious. It was great. It was so funny. It was so funny that I looked like a blow up doll. I almost didn't even want to stop the camera because it was hilarious. I hear what you're saying about Bitcoin drives the market. This is true. But when Bitcoin was pumping, Saitama was dumping. Okay? So we know that's like 100% true. I did. Remember, Maddie? You remember that probably. That I did. I looked like a blow up doll. Okay, so let's take a look at their Twitter because, they did release some tweets and I think it's important to, see what they're saying. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be 1,000,000 to 1. So if you have 25 billion tokens, your new token count is going to be 25,000. And they've changed the name on Twitter. So instead of saying Inu Saitama, it's hash. That's called hash, right? No, the at symbol. We are Saitama. So if you're going to search Saitama on Twitter, you put the little at symbol and you have to type in We Are Saitama to find it. That was the AMA that I watched, which was done on the 26th, which was yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. And I sat there and I listened to it for about an hour and people were wanting to see this guy, Rob's face. Rob was the guy that's in charge of the original deployer wallet. But Rob's like, well, I don't need to do that. I don't need to show my face because I'm doxxed to this team. And because I'm doxxed to this team, you don't need to see my face, which I don't think is cool. Like, if you should dox, right? If you have that much control over a particular token, you definitely should dox. This is a sample of what they're saying that their new centralized exchange interface is going to look like, right? They said they have a team of people over in India that are working on it, which is, kind of BS because they made fun of Terrarium for being located and headquartered in India. But now that they're doing it, it's okay. So this was the message from Max Hernandez. Hi, Wolfpack. Although I'm forever a Wolfpack member and community contributor, it saddens me to inform everyone I'll be withdrawing effective immediately from being a dev of Saitama and member of Saitama LLC. This has not been an easy decision for me. And so he's gone. He's gone. Now, don't forget, there's no CEO of Saitama, which is weird, right? Like, if there's a COO, shouldn't there be a CEO? Because who's going to be the person that... Oh, God, what is this? Yeah, sure. I've been around. Well, let me ask 212 Crypto. 212 Crypto. Oh, India Dev is awesome groups of peeps. Well, what about, okay, 212 Crypto, what about the people from Terrarium? They're from India. Everything that was happening in India, why was it okay to make fun of them, but now that Saitama's doing it, it's okay? Can you answer that to me? I'd be very interested in your answer to that, if you don't mind. You can't hear me? Oh, man. Well, my microphone looks like it's working. Okay. When Terrarium was launched, and they were laying out their plan for the token, that they were going to have their headquarters over there in India. They even showed pictures of what their building looks like, which is absolutely beautiful. And the wolf pack came out. Well, you know what the friction is with terrarium, right? Some of the big developers in terrarium left Saitama to go to terrarium. They took a lot of their money out of Saitama and they went to terrarium. This upset a lot of people in Saitama, and they absolutely attacked every element of terrarium. And come on, you know that. And they were making fun of the fact that it was headquartered in India. It was all over the place. They're like, oh, this is not legitimate. It's in India. What kind of BS is that? Oh, who's saying this? Okay. Someone's yelling at me. I don't think so. Anybody made fun of terrarium? Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. I don't think so. Anybody made fun of terrarium, Tammy? That's got to be a joke, right? Right, Elizabeth? That's got to be a joke. It's a bit different today than 3 months ago. Much respect. I don't know this. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. This is why it's important to make these videos, because not everybody remembers all of the things that kind of happen with a particular project or token. Or, if you're not, let's say, if you're not religiously on Twitter and people tag you in the attacks, then maybe you won't even see half of them. But like the Wolfpack seriously went after terrarium. They fudded them every which way that they possibly could. It was really disgusting what they did, what they said, how they went after the devs, how they made fun of the fact that it was headquartered in India. There was no element of terrarium that they didn't go after in order to undermine the token and to FUD it, because they felt like a lot of people that were in Saitama left Saitama to invest in terrarium because it was, it was a better investment. It really was, because Saitama at the time was totally going downhill. As a holder of Saitama, I would like to see an annual report and end of year investment versus profit. Rolling on the floor laughing. Well, hey, if they're an LLC, right? Shouldn't that be posted if they're a legit company? They devs that did that, or the Wolfpack? The Wolfpack, which, oh, actually, no. I think Max said something about them too. Now he's not a dev anymore. And they built a play to earn game staking in blockchain. I don't know which one you're talking about now. The Wolfpack did the same thing to Shinja, anyone who could challenge the market cap. Yeah. That's their MO. Anybody that they feel like they might be taking holders from, investors from, they're all about, fudding that particular project. But anyway, that's pretty much all that there is for the Saitama AMA. If I had to, Maddie's saying Volt took over. It's kind of true, right? Well, at least Volt is such a positive community, unlike Saitama. Like, they've just been gross from the get-go. I mean, some of the things that they've said and that they've done have just, they immediately just go on the attack. If somebody asks a question, it could be a 100% legitimate question. But if you have a question, it's not a question, it's FUD. Even if you're like, okay, well, when are we going to relock the liquidity? FUD. Who has the keys for the deployer wallet? FUD. Why isn't SATA Masquerade? FUD. It's not cool. So that's the skinny on that. Okay, who wants to look at some other charts? Does anybody go ahead and pick out a chart and we will check it out? Because of the same Faltron that you are speaking on. Yeah, well, Faltron, now says that Saitama is a scam. and that he can't believe that he didn't see any of this earlier. He can't believe that he fell for this narrative for so long. He feels like a sucker, and he's upset with himself. But the thing is, people sent him information about Saitama months and months ago. Why did it take him this long to be upset? And do you know why? Come on, it's money. It's because at the time, right? At the time, when the price was up here still, let's say in the 40s area, maybe his bag was looking still pretty good. Maybe even that, he probably bought in the very beginning. So even though people that got in at the all-time high or a little bit before, they're way down on their bag. If he got in, if we were sitting at the 40s, he still would have been very, very profitable. His bags would have been swole, right? But now it continues to go down and go down and go down and down. And the further it goes down, the closer we are to his original investment. Now his bag isn't so swole. So now he's like, wait a minute, why is my bag not so swole? Why? I once upon a time I had $1 million in Saitama, and now I only have 50,000. So now he's starting to sweat, right? This is the main reason why people start to ask questions, because it personally impacts them and their own money. That's the fact with anything. Not even cryptocurrency, with life in general, right? Remember the war in Iraq? Everybody was so pro-war in Iraq. People couldn't wait to go to Iraq. They were so happy about it. And anybody with, a critical thinking mind, we went to protests in Washington, D.C., and people were spitting on us for saying that, we're un-American for marching against the war. And, saying, why are we going to Iraq? We got hit, by bin Laden. Why are we going to Iraq? People didn't give a crap about that because, number one, they didn't have skin in the game. There was no draft. And number two, they were all fine in their homes. They had money in their wallet. That's all they cared about. But the minute the economy started to go down, the gas prices soared. I know everybody's freaking out about the gas prices, but news alert, these are the same gas prices we were paying in 2007 and 2008. Same amount. This is what I was paying for gas way back then. And way back then, $4 or $5 a gallon was a lot more money than it is today. I'll have you know. It wasn't until it affected people's own pocket that people were like, oh man, Bush sucks, right? Like, Bush is stupid. It wasn't until it hit them that they started to care. I'm just saying. Michael Dawson, watch the charts. You should be able to make great money off of that, depending. Oh, what did Michael Dawson say? Oh. How long, Michael, have you been sitting on 22 trillion Saitama? Have you been sitting on 22 trillion Saitama since the all-time high? What that must have been worth then is absolutely crazy, right? Well, guys, I really only wanted to cover what... Nope. Not true. Not true. Not true, Maddie. I have... Oh, this is hilarious. What's up, Russ? Next 10,000 X gem. That's hilarious. So funny. Elizabeth, isn't this funny? So funny. Does anybody want to see a chart? Did anybody ask? Haha, let's fucking go. Yeah, let me put that back up there because that is pretty funny. So, Russ, can you give us an exact date and time of the migration, asking for a friend? Maddie B saying, in PA, we paid $425. in PA now 497. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my bad. You paid a little less in PA. That was in PA. Jersey has cheaper prices for gas. When I was in Florida, it was a lot more because all the processing stuff happens up here, so I was paying more in Florida than they were paying up here. WAGMI. Oh man. WAGMI is a heartbreaker. Let me go ahead and pull that up. I had to put my glasses on. WAGMI has been an absolute heartbreaker, and we all know it. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Who invested in WAGMI? Boom, look at that, you guys. Oh, this is really sad. One, two, three, four, five zeros. Oh God. 45.94. And okay, let's look here. So, liquidity is 693,000. It does about $12,000 in volume right now. Can you remember when this thing launched? It was going crazy. Um Man, Dex Tools is seriously skipping on the info here now, right? Like where's the holder count and everything? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But if we're trying to do some technical analysis here, we do have support and resistance in this area, right? Historically speaking, I mean, look at this. Let me go to StreamYards to make sure it's up. Yeah. So historically speaking, if we're looking over here, this was the first pump. So this was the first area of resistance in that 46 area. Then it went down. Obviously the pump went down, and it kind of just accumulated in this area. We had some pumps, and then we had the massive pump. The all-time highs. I mean, it dropped zeros. It really went well. Then of course that bubble burst. It had a double bottom here, and it hit up again. But now, like the rest of the market, it's just been coming down, coming down, coming down. But it's nice to see that it got down to this area, and it held, right? So the lowest it ever got was 35 after the huge pump, and it held in that area. So if we're looking now, we're in the 46 area, 46.13. Just keep an eye on it, that it does have support in this 35 area. So I think it's going to continue to go down. I think we definitely will touch this area of support again. So if you want to hang out for a little bit and get yourself a lower price for WAGMI, you definitely 100% can get a better price on WAGMI. Going to come down a little more. It's disappointing. This was a highly pumped project. They had a lot of the bigger YouTubers pumping this thing and talking about this thing, and it did have a nice pump, but like anything else, it wasn't sustainable. I thought it would be because it had, Scott Herman pumping it, and I thought be a little better. Yeah, and I said that it's the market took a dump, so it's gonna happen. Oh, any other tokens? Very funny. You know what? I'm gonna call it a night. It's been an hour, but I do appreciate you guys for popping on by. I am going to. There's so many tokens that I have to make videos for. I have to work on, and it's not going to be a live situation. I'm just going to make the videos and post like maybe a quick little 6-minute video. This way it's a lot easier. But I just wanted to go live to do a recap of the AMA and just to tell all of you guys I really appreciate you for, people kept reaching out to me on Twitter, asking me where I was, if I was okay, how everything was going. And I really appreciate everybody checking up on me. I really do. I'm hanging in there, and I'll let my dad know that you guys asked for him and that you're praying for him. And I really, really appreciate it. And you guys have a great long holiday weekend. Enjoy it, and I will catch you next time. So please